So what's good, TMG fam? It's your boy L and I'm back with another reaction. How y'all feel? Welcome back to the channel. Salute. Now, we've talked about some of the cracks in the earth before, right? But I've only seen like maybe one or two. This video has the nerve to have 15 of the widest cracks in the earth. Why isn't this something that's being talked about a lot, bro? I feel like the continent's about to separate again. I want to see it though. I want to see it before I get too worked up. So real quick, if you're new, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, join the fam, and let's check this out.
Number 15, Tater Hills. The first massive crack on our list can be found in Tater Hills in Arizona. Back in 2017, the Arizona Geological Survey located a giant fissure in the earth that ran for nearly 2 miles. This made it the longest fissure in the area, which is no easy feat. Something like this isn't new to the region, but a crack of this scale certainly left people startled. Once it was found, drones were deployed to get a safe visual of the 2-mile crack, allowing scientists to have a better understanding of what exactly happened.
Could you imagine living in this area? What they said, Arizona? Could you imagine living near this? How could you even sleep comfortably every night knowing this crack is somewhere near you? I couldn't do it. It's no way, man.
Visual of the 2-mile crack, allowing scientists to have a better understanding of what exactly happened. Fissures like this one started appearing in the Arizona desert in the early decades of the 20th century. They're created when people pump water from the ground aquifers faster than the aquifers can replenish. In some places in Arizona, groundwater has been drawn from the earth 500 times faster than the aquifer's rate of renewal. When the water disappears, the ground subsides into that empty space, and fissures form at the edge of these alluvial basins, or at places where bedrock is close to the surface. In Tater Hills, fissures first appeared in 1977, and there are now 11 miles of fissures in this area. But these don't just appear overnight, not exactly. It's said that this particular fissure began forming in either 2013 or 2014, and the straw that broke the camel's back happened just a few years later, making way for this big crack.
Now, my ignorant self is like thinking to myself, like, I don't know, can we dump like a ton of dirt and cement? What can we do? Like, I know we can't just do that, but I'm sitting here trying to rack my brain and like, what can we do to like fix? Is it fixable? I don't even think it's fixable.
Number 14, Black Point Fissures by Mono Lake. Hidden amidst the rugged landscapes of California's eastern Sierra, near the shimmering expanse of Mono Lake, lies a series of earthen cracks that spark the imagination, the Black Point Fissures. This mesmerizing labyrinth of cracks and fractures whispers old tales of volcanic and tectonic forces that have sculpted the Earth's canvas in this geologically active corner of the world. Now, unlike other cracks or fissures, these aren't caused by lack of water. Their story is hotter, much hotter. The Black Point Fissures are of volcanic origin. It stems from an underwater eruption when the lake was much higher, about 13,000 years ago. The ejected material spread out by the overlying water, and in addition, chemical reactions with the hot water, so-called palagonitization, cemented much of the ejected debris together to make a solid surface. Pressure from below continued, however, such that the solid surface bulged and finally cracked. The Black Point fissures are the expansion cracks. Their fissures have near vertical sides and can be over 50 feet deep and around 10 feet wide, though
I'm surprised they haven't found nobody living in there. Or like a escaped convict or something, like hiding out in there or something. I'm really surprised.
They're usually narrower. Nevertheless, many are wide enough for a person to walk in, although access to the bottom of some of the fissures requires some technical equipment. Number 13, Rus Fela. The stunning feature that is Rus Fela is essentially a narrow ravine or fissure that cuts into the earth, surrounded by steep cliffs on either side, and is one of Iceland's most stunning and unique landscapes. The name Rus Fela is derived from an Icelandic saga and folklore. According to the tale, Rus Fela, a young reckless local youth, met his untimely end within the gorgeous depths. This saga adds an extra layer of mystique to the place, drawing in those who appreciate both nature and the stories that it can inspire. But how did it get here? The Snæfellsnes Peninsula, where Rus Fela is located, is part of Iceland's complex tectonic settings. The island is situated atop the mid-Atlantic ridge, where the North American plate and the Eurasian plate are diverging. Tectonic forces exert pressure on the Earth's crust, leading to the creation of these faults, fractures, and fissures. Now, Iceland is known for its volcanic activity due to its location on the mid-Atlantic ridge. Volcanic processes, including the movement of magma beneath the Earth's surface, can contribute to the creation of fissures like this. But for being a giant crack in the Earth, it is pretty magical. Upon entering the fissure, people are greeted by towering walls covered in vibrant green moss. Water trickles down the rock face, adding to that enchanting ambiance. The passage can be quite narrow in places, requiring a bit of agility to navigate. In some parts, sunlight filters through the gaps in the cliffs, creating a play of light and shadow that adds to that magical atmosphere. Number 12. Oregon's Crack in the Ground. Crack in the Ground is a fascinating geological feature located in central Oregon in the United States. This impressive geological formation is a prominent example of a fissure vent, a long and narrow crack that's developed in the Earth's crust. It offers visitors a unique opportunity to explore the depths of a natural fissure and witness the remarkable forces that have shaped the region's landscape. Situated within the high desert terrain near Christmas Valley, Crack in the Ground stretches approximately 2 miles in length and plunges to a depth of around 70 feet. The origins can be traced back to volcanic activity and tectonic forces that have shaped the area over millions of years. It was likely formed through a combination of volcanic processes and the stretching of the Earth's crust due to tectonic forces.
Now, we were talking the other day, like everybody has these theories about whether or not the Earth is hollow or you know what I mean? But I mean, if these cracks continue to get wide, I think we're going to find out, bro. You know what I mean? How deep these things can go. Like, how deep do you think they can go? Where could this lead us? What is this a sign of? Like, my mind is all over the place right now, man.
As magma rose beneath the surface during volcanic events, these fractures formed in the crust, and subsequent erosion process likely exposed and deepened the fissure over time. Walking through Crack in the Ground is like stepping into a natural chasm, surrounded by towering walls that showcases the layers of rock that make up the Earth's crust. This spectacle offers a tangible glimpse into the region's history, inviting visitors to imagine the tumultuous forces that once shaped this area. Number 11. Le Puy d'Enfer. Le Puy d'Enfer, translated as the Pit of Hell, is a captivating crack located in France. Nestled within the landscapes of the Aveyron region, this natural wonder beckons adventurers with its dramatic name and remarkable features. It's a prime example of a collapsed doline. Ocean waves knock together within this great crack in the cliffs along the edge of a French seaside town, spurred by the tide and wind. The fault, which stretches roughly 30 feet deep and 100 feet long, was made by erosion. Though it is a peaceful place, it's also steeped in sinister legends that once hid a dark, murderous secret. One common legend tells of a shepherd who ventured into the pit in search of a lost sheep. As he descended, he discovered a hidden underground paradise with sparkling crystals, wondrous formations, and captivating beauty. This hidden world became his secret haven, a place where he would return for solace and marvel. But given the pit's name, some legends associated with much darker forces. According to these tales, the pit is said to be an entrance to the underworld. There is one story surrounding it, though, that is sad but true. Such was the case with the body of Robert Tellier, a rich Parisian. In 1949, a group of children discovered his corpse floating within the crack along with a waterlogged trunk. The police were able to use the trunk to identify his battered remains. Their investigation also revealed that André Ferrer, his housekeeper, was the murderer. She had killed her boss in an attempt to seize his fortune. Tillier's friend, Robert Plenet, was also involved in the plot. Ferrer was condemned to death, but was later pardoned by the president. The story of the murder is said to have inspired Alfred Hitchcock's film Vertigo. Number 10. Alvaka Rift Valley. Alvaka is a visual reference of what happens when the earth beneath us pushes, pulls, tightens, loosens, and moves this way and that. It's here that the North American plate and the Eurasian plate are pulling away from each other, creating a gap in the Earth's crust that manifests as a rift valley. The process is known as continental rifting, and it's a critical phase in the development of new oceanic crust. This rift valley, located in a national park in Iceland, is about 23 to 33 feet wide in some areas. The width can vary along its length due to the complex process at play here. More specifically, though, the formation of this rift valley is attributed to the tectonic activity associated with the broader mid-Atlantic ridge.
So you mean to tell me this could be all just a part of just like the evolution of the earth. This is natural, this is normal, this is supposed to happen. So this isn't a negative thing per se in some of these events and cases. This is just all a part of what's supposed to happen. I find that so hard to believe.
The Mid-Atlantic Ridge is a vast underwater mountain range that runs through the Atlantic Ocean, marking the boundary between the North American Plate and the Eurasian Plate. In the case of this Rift Valley, the diverging North American and Eurasian plates have caused the land to gradually sink between them. This subsidence creates a depression that's observed as the Rift Valley. The walls on either side of the rift rise up, forming those distinct cliffs. The unique aspect of this place lies in its accessibility. Unlike many rift valleys that are hidden underwater, this one is partially above sea, allowing visitors to observe the geological process in action. The Leif the Lucky Bridge spans the Rift Valley. It was built in 2002 and named in honor of Icelandic explorer Leif Erikson, who traveled from Europe to explore North America 500 years before Columbus. Number 9. Valle dei Mulini. Alright, the next entry on our list is a wonderful reminder that not all cracks in the earth are bad. The Valle dei Mulini, which translates to Valley of the Mills in English, is a historical and picturesque site located in Sorrento in Italy. It's nestled within the stunning Amalfi Coast region. This valley holds remnants of a once thriving industrial complex that's centered around milling operations, surrounded by lush natural beauty. The Valle dei Mulini history dates back to the Middle Ages, when the valley was transformed into a hub of economic activity. Water mills were constructed along the course of the river that runs through the valley, utilizing the flow of water to power grinding stones for milling wheat and other grains. This milling activity continued for centuries, contributing to the local economy and sustaining the community. As time progressed and technology evolved, the importance of traditional water mills diminished. After the milling of flour was largely shifted to nearby pasta mills, the sunken area of the industry became largely obsolete and the buildings were closed and abandoned in the 1940s. Since their closings, brick buildings have been slowly taken over by the aggressive greenery that thrives in this humid crevasse. The gorgeous buildings hidden in the Valley of the Mills look like nothing more than a slice of what the world would look like when humans are gone. Today, the valley is a captivating blend of historical ruins and scenic beauty. The ruins of the old mills stand as silent witnesses to a bygone era, their crumbling walls and overgrown facades telling the story of the once thriving industry. Visitors can explore the site, wandering amidst the ruins and imagining the hustle and bustle of the mills that once occupied this valley. The Valle dei Mulini showcases the resiliency of nature as it reclaims human-made structures. This juxtaposition of decaying mill buildings against that backdrop of lush greenery and cascading vines creates a hauntingly beautiful scene, evoking a sense of nostalgia and timelessness. Number 8. Bolton. And now for one of the most iconic cracks in the world. Bolton is a stunning natural phenomenon and popular hiking destination located in Norway, renowned for its breathtaking scenery and its thrilling experience.
Those two are crazy. There's no way I'm standing on a rock like that. When you don't even know at any given moment, you could have been the person that stands on it and pushes it through. Your body weight was the weight that it needed to push it through down. I know it looks like it gets narrow down there, but so what? I'm not standing on that. I'm not.
It is an enormous boulder wedged between two cliff faces within the Kerak Range, specifically in the Kerak area. This remarkable crack-in-the-crag feature has captivated the hearts of adventurers, nature enthusiasts, photographers, Instagrammers, and just about everybody in between. The name Bolton is derived from Kerak, the name of the mountain, and Bolton, which means bolt or rock. This massive boulder is estimated to weigh several hundred tons, and it's...
Look at that view, though. I get why people do it, bro. That's got to be one of the best views in the world right there. Imagine sitting there as the sun is going down. Or as the sun is coming up, what it looks like. It's got to be one of the best. I know he got some great pictures.
It's perched precariously in a crevice between two sheer cliff walls. It rests about 3,200 feet above the fjord below, creating a truly awe-inspiring sight. But how does something like this even happen? Rogaland lies in a weak tectonic zone, allowing the river to dig into the surrounding sandstone mountain. During several glaciations known to have happened in Scandinavia, Norway was completely covered in glaciers. Between these glaciations, the meltwater formed and reformed the valley up to 22 times. After the last glacial period, global warming caused a rise in sea level, flooding these fjords. The boulder was deposited during this last glaciation at around 50,000 BC. As the Norwegian glacier melted, it was accompanied by a rebound in rock formations as the ice was removed. In Bolton's case, the rebound was faster than the rising sea level, which wedged the rock into its current position. Today, the journey to the boulder involves traversing rugged terrain, ascending steep inclines and crossing narrow trails, but it's also one of the most rewarding experiences, looking out at the panoramic views of the surrounding mountains, fjords, and the Lisa Fjord below. The hike's highlight is, of course, the moment when hikers finally reach the stone and can stand on the boulder gazing down at this dizzying height.
My legs would be shaking like a little baby deer. I'm telling you, bro. Ah, man. Hurry up, get the picture. That's what I be yelling. Get the picture, hurry up. I'm off it.
And that's when the adrenaline kicks in. Will it fall beneath your weight? Well, there's only one way to find out. Get up on there. Number 7. Scojan Caves. The Scojan Caves are a breathtaking underground wonder located in Slovenia, a country known for its stunning landscapes. These caves are a UNESCO World Heritage Site and stand as one of the most remarkable karst formations in the world, offering a mesmerizing journey into the heart of the Earth's natural treasures. Nestled in the picturesque karst region of southwestern Slovenia, the subterranean fissure that is the Scojan Caves is a labyrinth of underground passages, immense chambers, and awe-inspiring rock formations. The caves were carefully carved by the Rika River, which flows through them and has created a series of these stunning features. The Great Chamber, a massive cavern with towering walls, is one of the highlights. The river's underground path also includes captivating waterfalls and pools, and the Murmuring Caves name aptly describes the gentle echoing sounds of the subterranean waters. Thanks to the amount of water that flows through the canyon, the cave also holds a number of eye-catching geological features, such as limestone pools, travertine terraces, and giant stalagmite formations. The cave's unique spaciousness also hosts a number of species of bat, countless unique bioorganisms, and even a variety of fish that have never seen the light of day. A bridge has been built spanning the chasm so visitors can experience this colossal geologic divide. One of the most astonishing features of these caves is the Martel's Chamber, named after French speleologist Edouard Alfred Martel. This colossal chamber is one of the largest underground canyon systems in the world, with walls reaching heights of over 330 feet. The caves are so ecologically important, providing refuge for various species adapted to the underground environment. The complex ecosystem, including unique cave-dwelling creatures, has earned these caves a place among UNESCO's designated natural sites. Archaeological research in the area has found that the caves were home to humans as far back as 10,000 years in the past. It's likely that these caves were used by ancient people for shelter, and although there's absolutely no science to support it, the Scojan Caves also seem like they've been a perfect lair for a gold-hoarding dragon. Number 6. Silfra. Alright, gear up and take a dip as we explore the next big crack on this list. Silfra can be found within the Thingvellir National Park in Iceland. It's a fissure created by the separation of the North American and Eurasian tectonic plates. This underwater chasm is celebrated as one of the world's top dive sites, offering an unparalleled opportunity to swim between two continents and witness the breathtaking clarity of glacial meltwater.
Imagine that, getting to swim, but saying you're swimming between two continents, man. That's different. That's definitely something to tell your kids, your grandkids, their grandkids, everyone.
The formation of Silfra can be attributed to the tectonic activity that defines Iceland's landscape. The North American plate and the Eurasian plate are diverging at a rate of approximately 2 centimeters per year. This movement has created a series of fissures and rifts, including Silfra, where the continents are gradually pulling apart. Over time, glacial meltwater from Langjökull, Iceland's second largest glacier, has percolated through the porous volcanic rock, filling the fissure with pristine water. Its remarkable clarity is due to that unique combination of factors, the glacial water flowing through the lava fields of Iceland that undergoes an extensive filtration process, removing impurities and any sediment. The water is both cold and crystal clear, offering visibility that can surpass 300 feet.
But doesn't that cause like the water level to drop? Wouldn't that? So these type of things happening would eventually cause the water. So wouldn't that be bad? I'm just trying to figure out, like, the way they talk about it is these just amazing things that's happening and changes that are going on to our planet. And I'm looking at this like, is y'all sure this not a bad thing?
Divers and snorkelers entering here are treated to an underwater world where every detail, no matter how minute, is magnificently visible.
See?
The underwater topography of Silfra is also captivating. It's divided into several sections with poetic names like the Silfra Cathedral and Silfra Lagoon. These sections vary in depth and width, creating a dynamic diving experience that ranges from narrow canyons to more open spaces. The ever-changing colors
And the lower he goes, the darker it gets.
of the surrounding rock, coupled with the clarity of the water, make every moment spent in Silfra a sensory delight. As for its age, Silfra is a relatively young geological formation in the grand scheme of things. It formed as a direct result of the tectonic activity that characterizes Iceland, the land still very much in the process of formation. While the exact age of it might be challenging to pinpoint, it's a product of ongoing geological processes that have been shaping Iceland's landscape for millions of years. Number 5. Thors Well. Oregon, United States, is one of the most naturally beautiful places in the country. There are a million natural wonders to behold, but there is one that really takes the cake. Thors Well is a mesmerizing natural spectacle located along Oregon's rugged coastline. It's also known as the Drain Pipe of the Pacific. Thors Well is a sinkhole-like formation that appears to swallow the ocean's waters and then dramatically spew them back out. This captivating phenomenon is a testament to the powerful forces of nature and has captured the imaginations of visitors and photographers. So, what is it? Well, Thors Well is a collapsed sea cave that formed through a combination of erosion, wave action, and the unique geology of the area. It consists of a gaping hole in the shoreline, with waves crashing into the hole and creating an illusion that the ocean is being sucked into the earth. The water then rushes back out with a spectacular surge, resembling a natural geyser. The formation of Thors Well is primarily attributed to the erosion process that shaped these coastal landscapes. It began as a sea cave, formed by the relentless action of waves wearing away the softer rock layers along the coast. Over time, the roof of the sea cave collapsed, leaving behind a hole that directly connects to the ocean. This well is shaped by continuous pounding of waves against the rocky shore until it finally cracks. When these powerful waves rush into the hole during high tide, the water is forced up and into the air through the hole's opening, creating that spouting effect. The Thors Well has a diameter of about 20 to 30 feet and can plunge to a depth of around 20 feet as well. The hole's opening is jagged and uneven, and the surrounding rock formations add to that visual appeal. The dramatic contrast between the dark hole, the foaming white water, and the rugged coastline contributes to that captivating beauty of this whole spectacle. The best time to witness this dramatic display at Thors Well is during high tide and during periods of rough seas. The coastline can be slippery and treacherous though, and the well itself can be dangerous during high tides and storms.
I was just about to say, everything about that looks deadly. Super deadly.
Visitors should maintain a safe distance from the edge and avoid standing directly above the well during active wave conditions. Number 4. Kumbu Icefall. The Kumbu Icefall is a gorgeous yet perilous feature in the Everest region. It's created by all the amazing and immense forces of nature constantly at play underneath our feet. The Icefall sits high in the Himalayas, and they're visited by countless adventurers every year.
I know we always talk about water, but ice is one of the most dangerous things. You know what I mean? It's definitely a dangerous component of Mother Nature that we often look past for some reason. I don't know why, but ice, it's just as deadly as water, man.
Sprawling expanse of ice and crevices serves as a daunting gateway to the world's tallest peak, Mount Everest. As climbers traverse this labyrinth, they grapple with the challenges posed by massive crevices and awe-inspiring formations that underscore the dynamic nature of this landscape, which also just happens to be some of the widest, nastiest, coldest cracks in the earth. How did it end up like this, though? Well, that's a great question. The Kumbu Icefall, nestled within a broad and flat glacial basin, marks the initial stage of the southern route to Mount Everest's summit. This icefall, despite that ethereal beauty, is an intricate maze of towering ice walls and chasms that's earned it the reputation as one of the most treacherous sections of the climb. The crevices that scar the Kumbu Icefall are born from the interactions between the glacier's movement and the terrain it goes over. As the glacier flows from the west down through the icefall, it encounters steep slopes, rocky outcrops, and uneven terrain. These challenges create tension within the glacier, resulting in these fractures, cracks, and crevices that snake through the ice in varying size and depth. Some crevices span tens of meters wide and plunge to depths exceeding 20 meters. Now, these formations are characterized by jagged edges and towering ice walls that testify to the immense forces that have shaped the landscape over centuries. Navigating this icy terrain requires climbers to traverse crevices, some of which are covered by precarious snow bridges. These snow bridges, while
snow bridges that look like they at any moment could just break off. And then what are you gonna do? I don't care how experienced you are. I was just watching that dude and I'm saying to myself, is he about to step on that little ice chunk that looks like it could just cave in? And then what are you gonna do? Hope somebody can reach you or come get you? But that ice is unforgiving. No, not even the most experienced need to be playing around out here. No way.
Requires climbers to traverse crevices, some of which are covered by precarious snow bridges. These snow bridges, while appearing deceptively solid, can collapse under the weight of climbers, sending them plummeting into the deep chasms. Climbers must use aluminum ladders to bridge some of the wider crevices, often referred to as ladder crossings. Negotiating these ladder crossings requires not only physical agility, but also mental fortitude, as climbers gingerly step from one unstable platform to another, suspended above the abyss. The Kumbu Icefall is in a constant state of flux, owing
While somebody holds the little cable on the other side. Nah.
to the glacier's inexorable movement. The crevices shift and widen, altering the topography of the icefall from year to year. And as a result, the ascent through this icy labyrinth is not just a matter of skill and strength, but also about adaptability and strategy. Number 3. Cama Moa. In the heart of the Pacific Ocean, the Hawaiian Islands are well known for their beauty. But beneath the tranquil surface lies a world of geological wonder and fiery spectacle. In 2011, the islands witnessed the breathtaking eruption of the Cama Moa fissures, a stunning display of nature's gorgeous and destructive power. Before the eruption's fiery climax, a subtle prelude unfolded. The Hawaiian Islands are a product of the tectonic movements between the Pacific Plate and the North American Plate. Now, months prior to the eruption, the Kilauea volcano, a majestic shield volcano on the Big Island, showed signs of restlessness. Lava output from its long-lived East Rift Zone eruption, active since
What does restlessness even mean when it comes to... Are you serious?
1983, began to wane. Concurrently, seismic activity and uplift were noted at the volcano's summit, and Pu'o'o, a volcanic cone on the volcano's flank. The lava lake within the Halemaumau crater, active since 2008, also started to rise, offering cryptic hints of what was to come. On March 5, 2011, the Earth's rumblings escalated into a dramatic overture. A sudden surge of seismic tremors and elevated earthquake activity reverberated through Kilauea's East Rift Zone at 1:42 p.m. This seismic symphony signaled the onset of a magnetic intrusion from Pu'o'o, a harbinger of the impending volcanic spectacle. Almost simultaneously, Pu'o'o began to rapidly deflate, a precursor to the impending eruption. Kilauea's summit followed suit about 30 minutes later, further underscoring the impending geologic drama. The real show didn't start until early that evening, though, as molten rock surged forth from the Earth's depths, birthing the Cama Moa fissures. The eruption site, located approximately 1.2 miles south of Pu'o'o, transformed into a scene of awe-inspiring wonder. The eruption's rhythm was unpredictable as it was captivating. Lava, a molten force of nature, surged from these fissures, advancing and receding like a cosmic dance. On March 8th, the performance reached a breathtaking climax. The western end of the western fissure took center stage, birthing a fast-moving, channelized a'a flow that consumed all in its path. Trees bowed like matchsticks before the advancing inferno, painting a picture of both destruction and renewal. It's one thing to see lava erupt from a volcano itself, but it's an entirely different scene when the lava explodes from these giant cracks in the ground. Number 2. East African.
That just shows you how much power and havoc that a volcano can wreak on this planet and to us, man. Why do you think I pay so much attention to what these volcanoes are doing? Yellowstone, for example. I'm always trying to find out what's going on. Y'all think I'll just be doing videos? No. I want to know how it's feeling. Check its temperament, I guess. I'll make sure it's not no restlessness going on.
Rift. A large crack stretching several kilometers made a sudden appearance in 2009 in southwestern Kenya. A tear, which continues to grow, caused part of the Nairobi-Narok highway to collapse and was accompanied by seismic activity in the area. The Earth is an ever-changing planet, even though in some respects the change might be almost unnoticeable to us. Plate tectonics is a good example of this, but every now and again something dramatic happens and leads to renewed questions about the African continent splitting in two. The Earth's lithosphere, formed by the crust and the upper part of the mantle, is broken up into a number of tectonic plates. Now, these plates aren't static, but move relative to each other at varying speeds, gliding over a viscous asthenosphere. Now, exactly what mechanism or mechanisms are behind their movement is still debated, but are likely to include convection currents and forces generated at the boundaries between the plates. The East African Rift Valley stretches over 1,800 miles from the Gulf of Aden in the north towards Zimbabwe in the south, splitting the African plate into two unequal parts, the Somali and Nubian plates. Activity along the eastern branch of the Rift Valley, running along Ethiopia, Kenya, and Tanzania, became evident when the large crack suddenly appeared in southwestern Kenya. The crack ripped open about 20 feet wide in some places, and some experts are saying that we could be witnessing the continent being torn in two.
Now, this is one of the ones I've heard about before. This one here, and I always look at that one and think to myself like, oh, bro, they're gonna wake up one day and just be completely separated from that other side.
As well as the formation of a new ocean. The East African Rift is unique in that it allows scientists and geologists to observe different stages of rifting along its length. To the south, where the rift is young, extension rates are low and faulting happens over a wide area. Volcanism and seismicity are limited. Towards the Afar region, however, the entire Rift Valley floor is covered with volcanic rocks. This suggests that in this area, the lithosphere has thinned almost to the point of complete breakup. When this happens, a new ocean will begin forming by the solidification of magma in the space created by these broken up plates. Eventually, over a period of tens of millions of years, seafloor spreading will progress along the entire length of the rift. The ocean will flood in, and as a result, the African continent will become smaller, and there will be a large island in the Indian Ocean composed of parts of Ethiopia and Somalia, including the Horn of Africa. Number 1. Grutakja. It seems that there's no shortage of natural wonders and hard-to-pronounce proper nouns in Iceland, and so it should come as no surprise that the top crack in the earth resides there. Grutakjar, its name meaning rocky crevice, is an ancient lava cave found in the rugged terrain near Lake Manbatten. Within its rocky embrace lies a natural hot spring, those azure waters a striking contrast to the cave's rugged surroundings. The warm waters are a testament to geothermal activity that courses beneath Iceland, where the Earth's heat manifests in bubbling springs and steamy geysers. The formation of Grutakja is intricately tied to the Mid-Atlantic Ridge, a massive underwater mountain range that marks the boundary between the North American Plate and the Eurasian Plate. In the case of Grutakja, the initial crack in the ground can be traced back to these tectonic processes. As the Earth's crust stretches and pulls apart along the rift, fractures or fissures form. Over time, these fissures can become pathways for water, magma, and other materials. Grutakja's unique features, including its underground hot springs and cave-like structure, are a result of subsequent events. Water from precipitation and snowmelt seeps into the ground and encounters this heat, turning it into steam and creating pressure. Over time, that activity can enlarge the crack, forming a cavity. As the cavity expands, it can create a natural chamber or cave-like structure. In the case here, the underground chamber formed by the widening crack eventually became a home to warm geothermal waters. The heated water from deep within the Earth's crust rises to the surface, creating a natural hot spring within the cave. The beautiful natural hot spring has been used as a bathing spot for locals for as long as anyone can remember. The waters here in this shimmering cavern are heated by volcanic activity, making it the perfect spot to take a dip in the freezing Icelandic winters. In addition to being a popular bathing spot, the cave served as redoubt for 18th century Icelandic outlaw Jan Markusson. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you to...
Listen, man, if you're like me, I'm still blown away by all of this stuff, man. And the fact that everybody else just sees it as just this mesmerizing thing, I'm just, I know. It still makes me tense. No, I think we need to pay attention, see what's going on, and especially the areas with the volcanic activity. You see what happened? Listen, y'all get at me in the comment section, man. Let me know what you think. If you live in Arizona, were you aware of this? And what's the update? What are they saying? What are they telling y'all? Or if you live in any one of these areas, let us know in the comment section, all right? Stick around and stay tuned. Until next one, I'm gone. Peace.